I'm so proud to have a very dear friend of mine in the bunkhouse today. Rodeo cowboy extraordinaire, great horseman, and a very dear friend, Mr. Larry Mahan. Larry, thank you so much for coming to join us.
Red, it's an honor to be here, and congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you. It's always good to see you. You know, we probably have a lot of stories to tell on each other that we shouldn't tell on the air, but we've been friends for a long, long time.
Let's make a deal. I won't tell on you if you won't tell on me.
You got it.
Yeah, perfect.
Whatever happens in Cheyenne stays in Cheyenne,
That's
right?
it.
Larry, tell us how you got started rodeoing.
Well, my passion was riding. That was the key to me. I loved horses, and that first old half Arab, half quarter horse mare just totally got me hooked on the feeling. And when I was about 12 or 13 years old, I went to my first kids rodeo and entered the calf riding, and left there with $6 in a belt buckle. So I said, you know, 8 seconds versus 8 hours a day. Now I'll take my chances. So, but I was instantly hooked.
You were off and running.
I was running, and then I was off, and then I'd ride one, and I'd be off again. And, you know, it's a world of ups and downs. You know the game.
Well, now, Larry, you won the all-around championship 5 times in a row, and you won it a record 6 times. But in winning the world champion, the all-around title, what events were you entered in? You were in all the rough stock events, weren't you?
I called those the intelligent events, Red. I rode bulls, bareback bucking horses, and saddle broncs.
What about the bulls? Do you think they're tougher today than they were when you were riding?
Again, there's always been some tough bulls, but there's more of them now. And it's the same thing, I think, with the contestants themselves. I mean, you always had the top end, and there was a handful of guys that you had to beat, and now there's a lot of them.
And you think genetics has a lot to do with that?
I don't know about the cowboys, but I think
No, I was talking about the bulls.
the bulls, breed mommy to daddy, and you're going to get a bull rider. I don't know about that, but absolutely. I mean, it's, and the first one that I really remember showing up that way, or the first bloodline, was that of Oscar, that famous little bull that was in that film, The Great American Cowboy. And his calves, he had quite a few calves that when they started bucking them, they had the same pattern and the same look and spin their tail off. And it definitely has worked, and that now that bull business is almost, well, it reminds me of the racehorse business. You might not be riding your own racehorse, but you like to hear your name called as the owner.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what's taken place in that world over the past few years.
And with the advent of things like PBR and the other bull riding associations, there's a demand for more bulls. And so more people are conscious of good bulls.
I'm concerned now that we're going to run out of bull riders, because the caliber of these bulls, when these young guys are getting on 4 of those ranked bulls, or 3 or 5 every week, I mean, that's tough on them.
Everybody thinks that things were better when they were younger. That's not necessarily the truth. But what major changes have you seen in rodeo from the time you started until now?
Well, the biggest change, of course, has been the amount of prize money that these young men can win in this day and age. But again, that's all relative. I mean, when I was rodeoing, in my biggest year, I think I won a little over $60,000 and won the all-around that year. And at that point in time, that was the most anyone had won in the rodeo game. And now if you win 3 go-arounds at the national finals, you're going to win that much.
Right.
But, and the other changes, I think that from an athletic standpoint, they've really been able to bring sports psychology, sports medicine. So the young guys from every era, I think, have, in my group, for example, I think that we learned about everything that there was to learn up to that point, from the Jim Shoulders, the Casey Tibbs, and then you grow from there. And the group after my group, the group that I was involved with, they've been able to do the same thing. And it's like any athletic endeavor. I mean, every sport, you say, how can they keep getting better and better and better? Well, they do.
Larry, thank you so much. It's always good to see you. We got a lot of memories that we relive every time we get together, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Red. It's an honor to be on your show.
Thank you. Take care. You folks stop by your local newsstand and pick up the latest edition of Cowboys and Indians magazine, bringing you the beauty, the grandeur, and the drama of the American West. Hang on, we're coming right back.